how I sort of picked up English pretty well, especially business English, because I was fortunate to be able to sit in on business meetings a lot. So I would always take note of the big words that they would use, especially like on accounting, for instance, like a balance sheet. I would go and I would repeat it over and over in my head, and even if it's right or wrong, I didn't care. It just sounded nice. So I just learn it one word at a time. I don't rush in to learn as much as I can in the shortest period of time.
I love that. Sustainable learning, lifelong learning.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NG English Show. My name is John Drummond, or Yang Haoen.
Hi, 大家好，欢迎回到 NG 英文，我是 Stephanie。今天的来宾是来自南非的一个帅哥，他在台湾创造了一个了不起的创业家社团，叫做 Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs。他支持残障者以及帮助来自世界各地说着不同语言的创业家扩大他们的事业版图。接下来就让我们来欢迎 Andrew。Today
I am joined by the incredibly talented South African handsome devil. The man is an entrepreneur. He has started an incredible entrepreneurial society here in Taiwan called Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs. He is an incredible advocate for people with disabilities, entrepreneurs using different language skills and different talents to grow their businesses all over the world, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome Andrew.
Yay. I would love to meet the person you just introduced.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's somewhere in there. I think, he might have gone to the other room though.
Could I actually get you to write my obituary for me one day? This was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for a very kind introduction. I'm very humbled by it. John.
Andrew, it's hard to kind of sum up what you do because you're doing so many things, my man. The fact that you're even here right now, I'm not sure how it's happening because you're so busy.
It's just fun, it's all part of a wheel. You've got all those spokes that keeps a wheel going, and or that makes part of a wheel. So yeah, love to come on these shows. It's always good. It's nice to share information and reach out to other people, especially younger crowds, because I'm super passionate about getting younger people more involved in entrepreneurship. Very important. Things are changing in the world, and we need to take care of ourselves. We can't wait on other people to take care of us. And doing your own business, that's one of the nicest ways of taking care of yourself.
I love that, man. Yeah, so I was thinking, could we start kind of at a high level, Andrew? Do you mind sharing with our audience here on NG England? Yeah, what are you doing in Taiwan, and what brings you kind of the most passion right now?
Yeah, so I came to Taiwan in end of 2005. Yeah, so I came from Thailand. I was living in Thailand and came here. And I just phoned, after a few days, I phoned my hotel in Thailand and I said, I'm not coming back. I'll send a courier to pick my stuff up. Wow. And I never took my flight back. And yeah, it's now been 18 years. I've been living abroad in between as well. But I definitely call Taiwan home now.
So cool. And you have so kind of beautifully summed up a little bit already. You're focused mostly on entrepreneurship. So helping people start their own businesses here in Taiwan and launchpad them globally, but you're really focused on Taiwanese entrepreneurs and foreign entrepreneurs in Taiwan. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Our community is open to anyone. And it's also not just entrepreneurs, even professional people or startups, people in technology industry, students, high school kids, just anybody who shows interest in perhaps one day starting a business or running a business. We've got quite a proportion of people in our community are professionals or doctors or lawyers, but they have an interest in entrepreneurship.
You are the co-founder of this with Jamie.
Yes.
And you guys started this with, what was the kind of the goal behind it originally when it started? And I should mention the name if I haven't, Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs. So you and Jamie were co-founders of this. What was the inspiration to start it?
It was, I returned to Taiwan 3 years ago, November 2019, just before COVID kicked in.
Right before they closed the doors.
And yes, and I went around to a lot of events that were going around. And I found they were super tech heavy, and there was always an agenda behind the event. They're trying to sign up startups and things like that. It's like incubators, accelerator programs. And I was like, but where are the events just for practical business owners, people in education, food and beverage, travel and tourism,
Yeah, everything else other than tech.
Yeah, I'm not anti-tech at all.
Yeah.
But everything was so tech heavy. So I thought, well, then I just want something with no agenda, where we're just going to meet once a week and we share our information and resources, talk about our problems, and with a main goal that by the end of the evening, people who walked in there with problems, that we've actually helped them or put them in the right direction or made a connection for them by introducing them to someone. So that was the whole goal. So the first event we had 12 people, the second one it was 25 I think, and from there on we just started averaging 40, 60, 90 people per event.
I love the no agenda aspect of that, and come with problems that you are experiencing in your business or in the company you work for, and discuss with creative individuals who are trying to kind of work out those solutions. You guys now are really helping young entrepreneurs. You're really focused on bringing in kind of that next wave of businesses and entrepreneurs, really. So how do you interest high school kids to start thinking about starting their own business? What's the process for that?
Well, I think kids are very open to it nowadays, especially, they do see on YouTube and social media, they do see other kids who are making successes out of their passions and their businesses. It's not just a kid is rich because they're born into a rich family. You get 15, 16, 17-year-old kids with multi-million-dollar businesses nowadays that they've started. There's one kid here in Taiwan who started his, not a crypto, blockchain business, sorry. At the age of 13, he's now 19 and he's pushing 12 million US a year in turnover. It's insane. So, yes, so these role models, and they're living role models, are out there.
I love that. Living role model. So seeing these other classmates of yours doing something.
So yeah, that's one of the things that we're doing. We're getting very strong in education now, youth education. We literally just this week launched our Thai youth education program. So we're going to start focusing a lot on bringing entrepreneurship classes and courses and training to high school kids. If it was up to me, I would take entrepreneurship training down to kindergarten level. Literally open kindergartens that are entrepreneurial focused, because it's all learning about values, principles, how to do things, how to overcome problems and issues in life.
I couldn't agree more, and it's something that my company is very passionate about as well. Is, how do you build these real practical skills, these values, these mission statements, and how do you actually just build projects and learn through doing? We don't need to be hammering in memorization of textbooks anymore. We need to be giving a problem and giving kids the opportunity and the resources to figure out how to solve these types of things. And I wish you guys nothing but success with all this, focusing on education.
来宾是在2005年底来台湾的，他是从泰国过来的。后来他决定停留在台湾的时候，他就打电话给泰国的饭店，跟他们说他不续住了，并且会请快递 carrier 过去拿他的东西。那他现在已经在台湾18年了，这期间他有到其他的国家住过一阵子，但他始终还是觉得台湾才是家哦。那说到他其实想要帮助的对象非常多元，无论是在台湾的创业家、在台创业的外国人、专业人士、新创公司，或是任何想要创业或已经创业的人，他都非常欢迎。那他们的社团中有一部分其实是专业人士，像是医生跟律师，但他们也是想要创业的。那当时创造这个社团的原因要从2019年的11月说起，当时是疫情爆发之前，而他参加了蛮多的活动，可是他发现每一个活动的背后都有一个不为人知的意图 agenda， 比如说签下一个新创公司，或是孵化一间新公司。那他就想说，一般的创业呢，例如餐饮业、旅游业之类的，基本上就是排除科技业以外的那些产业。他认为很多时候他们都把重心放在科技上面，可是他想要创造的是，比如说每一周碰面，然后讨论自己遇到的问题，或分享资源跟讯息。那比如说这些带问题来的人，他们离开的时候至少有解决问题，或是至少有被牵线，或是获得一个正确的方向。那他们第一次的聚会本来只有12个人，那第二次的时候其实是有25个人，后来平均就大概在40到60左右。来宾认为现在的高中生其实蛮能够接受创业这个想法，因为他们会接触到网络上的讯息，跟看到社群上有一些白手起家的年轻人。像有一位台湾的学生，他在13岁的时候创了一间区块链相关的公司，现在的他19岁，而他的营业额 turnover 大约是1200万美金。 这就是活生生的榜样 role model 就在他们的眼前。来宾表示他们现在正在强调课程，因为他们希望可以把创业的这些课程带给高中生。但他说如果他可以选择的话，他想要开一个创业导向的一个幼稚园，例如学习价值 value 原则 principle， 或是如何做事跟怎么克服 overcome 生活上的一些问题。我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
As we are talking about the future here, what do you guys really want to be 2023, 2024 kind of mission statement for Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs?
We're growing enormously this year. It's just looking at the amount of collaborations that have come our way. Yesterday, one of the largest banks in Taiwan contacted me and said, hey, you want to collaborate with us? Or, can we collaborate on things? And I think what we're going to go for in the coming year, we also in the process of setting up a very comprehensive information platform for foreigners coming to Taiwan. Because currently, if you're searching any information, it's all scattered all over social media and things. The government has a site, I think Taiwan Island Community or something like that. And
like Taiwan Startup Island?
Yeah, Startup Island, that's it. But it's a little bit out of date, and they're also not allowed to list any private businesses on there. So it's not like you can actually find an accountant or somebody from there, or any resources. So yes, we're in the process. We're going to launch a very nice informative site on that. We're growing so many businesses now. As I mentioned, we've got the education going. We've got a student intern platform that's going. Government reached out to us to help with an entrepreneur visa program that's rolling out in a month. So we have to set up an entire business structure in 1 month. So it's fun. It's fun. It's madness in the office, but we love it.
You guys started as a networking group, but now really you guys are the entrepreneurs having to build the business models and, getting all these new branches to grow. So congratulations with that. I can't tell you how many incredible people I know that have worked with you guys and done stuff through you guys with networking events. So, 加油, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you.
来宾说他们的社团现在正在扩大当中，并且跟不同的人合作。像近期有个大银行跟他们接洽，那他们也正在创造一个综合 comprehensive 的资讯平台，让来台湾的外国人使用。因为目前资讯都在社群上其实蛮散的，虽然说台湾政府也有一个网站叫做 Taiwan Startup Island， 但有点过时 out of date， 而且也不能把一些私人企业放在网站上，这样就无法找到资源，比如说如果要找会计 accountant， 那也没办法。所以来宾现在的公司有几个项目同时在跑，像是教育的部分、学生实习平台，以及跟政府合作帮助创业的计划，所以公司其实非常疯狂 madness， 但他们乐在其中。我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
A big part of your story here that I was hoping we could touch on a little bit, Andrew, is that you started losing your eyesight about, was it 10, 15 years ago?
16 years ago.
Wow. So could you share a little bit about, what has that been like to now lose eyesight and to be now navigating your world through all of this?
Yeah, it started, I just woke up one morning, we were living here in Taiwan, and I woke up in the morning and I asked my partner, what did we do last night? Because my eyes are so blurry. And he said, no, we didn't do anything outrageous. And it just clicked. So I went to the doctors, and it was within 2 hours. They said, no, you've got this super aggressive disease in your eyes. You've got between 3 months to 6 months of eyesight left. Go and enjoy the world, for as long as you can.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was quite a shocker. And it was literally week by week, I could see things just disappearing in front of my vision and having difficulties and things. Fortunately, I was running a very large company at that stage. We had a very large number of employees, and the vast majority of those employees were very poor farm workers, unschooled, uneducated. And the thing that kept me going and not falling into depression or giving up was the whole thought of, if I had to fall down, the business will fall down and those people will be losing their jobs. And these were rural people living in Africa, farming there, if they lose their jobs, it's not just them losing out, it's the communities. So the responsibility on my shoulders at that stage was so much. But that's what kept me going through. It was like, I just literally, I remember sitting on my computer when I still used a computer at that stage, with a flashlight in my hand, looking for the keys and the buttons and on the screen, trying to read it.
Wow.
And it was, the whole thing was, you have to keep on going, you can't give in. And at some point, it just literally broke through that barrier of like, bam, okay, yeah, so what? So I'm blind now. Life goes on. Look, it's still great. It's, you know, I think a number of things changed. You know, I didn't have that massive network of people as I used to have and go to parties and those kind of things. So in a way, world became smaller, but it became more meaningful as well. And I started spending my time more with people I really wanted to be with and had to be with. And also I started spending much more time on doing business, which I've always enjoyed doing. But yeah, now I sit 16 hours a day at my desk and I just love it.
It's beautiful, man. Really, really well summarized too. And if, you know, the reasons you kept going for others right there when you could have fallen into a depression and, you know, a very dark cycle. And, you know, look at you now. Now you're such an inspiration to so many entrepreneurs, so many children, so many people dealing with and living with disabilities. So much respect, my brother.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
来宾16年前开始失去视力 eyesight。当时某个早晨，他起床之后，他就问他的伴侣说：“昨晚我们是做了什么事情吗？怎么眼睛有点蒙蒙的 blurry？” 那他伴侣就回答他说：“昨晚并没有做什么特别离谱的 outrageous 的事情啊。”所以他就去看医生了。结果在2个小时内，他们就告知他，他眼睛里有一个非常侵略性 aggressive 的疾病 disease。那他们也跟他说，他剩下3到6个月的视力了。医生就跟他说，尽量把握这段时间，好好享受人生。接着每一周，他都能够感受到他的眼睛逐渐越来越差。那很幸运的是，当时的他正在营运的一个公司，其实规模蛮大的。那他们员工非常多，但大多都是比较贫穷的农夫，并且没有受过教育 uneducated。那他当时没有倒下的原因，就是因为他当时想到，如果他倒下了，那公司也会垮，而这些人就会失业。尤其是农夫，如果他们失去工作，不是只有影响他们，而是会影响整个社会。那当时他的责任非常大。所以他当时还是用了电脑，而且他当时用电脑时还是用手电筒照着萤幕看着键盘，只为了看更清楚。后来他突破即将成为盲人的心理障碍，而他觉得人生还是照常啊。虽然说有些许的变化，像是可能人脉没有像以前一样多，或是没办法去参加派对等等的，但他认为世界只是变得比较小，但同时也变得更有意义了。比如说他会花更多的时间跟他想要相处的人或是必要相处的人在一起，也同时花更多的时间在做生意。我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
I was hoping we could share, because we just did touch a little bit about, you know, when this all was happening. You were managing a company, I believe, in Africa at the time. Yes. So how has your South Africa, and Taiwan story kind of evolved?
Yeah, so my partner is Taiwanese, and I've always been involved in Africa, being born there. Both my parents were very highly experienced and successful entrepreneurs, with my mum operating large companies and welfare organizations in Africa. And yeah, so I always loved it. I really enjoyed it. When me and my partner went to South Africa in 2012 to live there and to run some of the businesses there. But I realized, unfortunately, with my eyesight there, I'm too reliant on other people because we don't have public transport. It's not the safest country in the world. And I do rely on technology to help me guide around. Like my phone really helps me a lot, and I've got smart glasses that I use as well. Got a smart cane that's got more technology than a space shuttle in it. But it's dangerous to walk with stuff like that there.
Yeah, because it might be stolen.
Absolutely. I will definitely be a target. And it just got to a point of, you know what, in Taiwan, it's really safe here. The transportation system is so good. And so I still travel on the MRT by myself. They give me assistance at the station. They put me on a train. And on the other end, somebody collects me. They drop me off at the exit. And from there on, I just use my devices to navigate around.
It's incredible. And yeah, I mean, so beautifully said. Being so safe here, you're not a target, right? You're able to live your life normally here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's Taiwan is one of the safest countries I've ever lived in the world, and I've been to a lot. Nothing beats Taiwan when it comes to safety, convenience, and just the ease of doing things here.
Yeah.
来宾的合伙人是台湾人，那他自己因为出生在南非，所以他才会接触到那里的生意。那加上他的父母就是成功的创业家。那在2012年的时候，他跟他的合伙人就去了南非住了一阵子，为了在那边做生意。但因为他的视力的关系，他在那边会太依赖 reliant 别人，因为其实那边并不是一个安全的地方。虽然有科技的帮助，像是手机、智慧眼镜跟智慧手杖 cane， 但因为这些东西在那边很容易被偷，所以他就会成为小偷的目标。他觉得台湾太安全又方便了，像是捷运上会有人协助他上下车，那之后他只要用他的设备 devices 就能导航 navigate。 那来宾说他去过很多个国家，但他认为台湾还是最安全的地方。我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
And so thinking too kind of about how language now has played into all of this with Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs, with your life in Africa and South Africa specifically. You know, did you grow up speaking Afrikaans, and did English come along the way, or how did your life evolve with English?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, you can pick up I'm not English.
No, I mean, all my homies are from, you know, Cape Town, and they all were like, yeah, Afrikaans came first and then English.
Yeah, no, so I grew up big time Afrikaans, went to Afrikaans schools all my life. I actually failed English in the last year of school. I got something like...
Me too, and I have no excuse.
42%, and that was like a second language. But it wasn't a big deal. My parents really didn't care about academic things because they were self-made entrepreneurs. And so
they knew the practical skills of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've never had a grammar lesson in my life, and you can probably hear that in my speaking and my thing. I can't string words together on paper or on a file. I really battle, but thank you, there's some technology out there nowadays that can do it. So I just picked up English as I went along, and I studied a bit in the States, lived in England as well, so everything got mixed up then. And how I sort of picked up English pretty well, especially business English, because I was fortunate to be able to sit in on business meetings a lot.
With your parents maybe or something, right?
So I would always take note of the big words that they would use, especially like on accounting, for instance, like a balance sheet. Now it doesn't sound like much, but when you can't speak the language, you know, it's something. So I would go and I would repeat it over and over in my head. And when I would, you know, in those days we still had dictionary books, and then I would go and look it up.
What's a balance sheet? Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And just go accusation. You know, and then I'll just start using the word accusation wherever I can, even if it's right or wrong. I didn't care. It just sounded nice. And yes, over time things just started flowing together. I still nowadays I have to ask Siri quite a lot, like, what does this word mean?
And I love it, yeah.
Yeah, so I just learn it one word at a time. I don't rush in to learn as much as I can in the shortest period of time.
I love that. That's sustainable learning, lifelong learning. Beautifully said, Andrew. And that's something I preach on the show, is the more you keep having that curious mind for language, for business, for anything really, you know, you just keep going. You keep learning new things. You meet new people. They teach you something. You maybe teach someone something. It's a beautiful ecosystem of continuous learning. Very, very cool, man. And look at you now. You're stringing words together pretty well, my good friend.
I mean, my mom always said to me, she was always good with her quotes, and she always said, everything in life, just steal with your eyes and your ears. And it's
steal.
Steal things with your eyes and your ears.
Oh, we're gonna have to unpack that in a second.
So it's literally when you see someone doing something good, look and listen. And I think it's 100% applicable in language. If you hear somebody who speaks English or a language very well, especially, you know, if it's business language or if it's social language that you want to learn, just listen and copy. Steal with your eyes and your ears.
Woo! Shout out to your mother. Steal with your eyes and your ears, meaning basically mirror people you admire who are doing something better than you. what are they saying? How are they acting? You can use your eyes and your ears to kind of begin picking all that up and then replicating. Well said. Shout out to your mother with the quotes. I love it. Boom.
来宾从小就是学南非语 Afrikaans， 他英文甚至当过，但他父母不在意，因为他们是创业家，他们认为生活中实际需要的技能比较重要。像来宾也从来没有上过文法课，所以在写字跟打字上他其实很难拼凑在一起，但还好现在有科技的辅助。他后来有去美国读一阵子书，也去了英国住一阵子，但他幸运的是，因为他父母的关系，所以他可以参与一些商务会议，也因此学到一些商务用语，也会特别写下一些他认为比较重要的词 big words， 像是会计来说资产负债表 balance sheet， 他就会一直在脑海中重复，并且去翻字典去学。那他也会试着一直在生活中用这个词，无论对错，直到他渐渐的知道如何正常使用。那直到今天，他其实还是会有不知道的字，他就会问 Siri。他真的是一个字一个字慢慢的学习，他并不会急着在最短的时间内学会。像来宾的母亲曾经说过，要用眼睛跟耳朵去偷取 steal。假设看到别人在做好的事情，他就看他怎么做，并且多听。那假设要学语言的时候就要听，如果听到不知道的词，那就去模仿。我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
Awesome, Andrew. Well, unfortunately, my man, that's the end of our show here on the NG Ingwen show. But a question I love to end with is if you could get a little reflective and think of a younger Andrew, maybe back in Africa, would there be any advice you give yourself about language, entrepreneurship, eyesight, dealing with disabilities, anything?
Travel. It's just get out in the world. It's just, the world is so beautiful. There are just so many different cultures. Absorb as much as you can from other cultures. I mean, we can enter other cultures now just, by using our phones, which is fine. It helps. But the moment you can travel, go travel and experience. Even here in Taiwan, I mean, how many different cultures do they have here in Taiwan? You can go for half an hour out of Taipei City and be in a totally different Hakka culture. Go and experience it. It's the world's beautiful, thanks to all the beautiful people who make up this place. So, yeah, travel.
Love it. Travel. Get out there, meet some cool people, and expand your mind. Well said, my brother.
来宾会给年轻自己的建议就是要旅游，去看这个世界，因为有太多的文化了，而且要尽量的去吸收 absorb。虽然说现在手机就可以带你去了解不同的文化，但实际上亲自去体验还是比较好的哦。那我们就谢谢今天的来宾 Andrew。
Well, where can people find more about Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs? Maybe where can they find you online? Maybe LinkedIn?
Yeah, no. So we literally just last week, because I'm not a social media monkey. I've never really been into social media. And guess what? Here I'm running something on a business on social media.
Love it.
And yeah, so we just launched LinkedIn last week for me. So that's under my name, Andrew Clerk. And then on Facebook, Taiwan Impact Entrepreneurs. It should pop up immediately. We've got very good traction there.
Nice. So. Well, you guys, make sure you reach out. They're doing events, I think, every other week or so now. You can find that all on Facebook and reach out Andrew Clerk on LinkedIn. All right. We'll talk to you next time, brother. Boom.
Thank you so much. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on the NG Ingwen show. Please follow along with us wherever you can. My name is John Drummond 89 or Yang Haoen or Andrew Clerk on LinkedIn. Thank you for your patience, your dedication to learning, and your curiosity. We'll talk to you next time. Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG Ingwen, or you can search on IG NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.